welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's forget the typical business model for just a second.
Right.
Today, we're diving headfirst into digital products. I mean, this is a really revolutionary shift, creating value online, making it instantly accessible. Think about it, an idea you can duplicate endlessly, reach a global audience, and, well, you never need a loading dock.
That really is the core magic, isn't it? It's completely different from physical goods with all their limitation. Digital products, they just live online.
Yeah.
We're talking, ebooks appearing on your screen in seconds, online courses teaching new skills from anywhere, design templates that smooth out creative work, music downloads, software that runs essential tasks, all intangible.
And what makes this so compelling, especially if you're an entrepreneur, is that combination, the ease, the elasticity, and frankly, the real potential for profit.
Absolutely.
It's a genuine way to find your space in a crowded market without those traditional hurdles.
Exactly. And that's our mission today in this deep dive, really to get under the hood of this digital product model.
Right.
So whether you're just, curious about how this whole space is evolving, or maybe you're actually thinking about launching something yourself.
Yeah.
We want you to walk away with a solid grasp of the key parts.
Okay, so let's unpack that fundamental shift. Because the digital product model, it almost feels like a cheat code compared to traditional business complexity.
It does, yeah.
I mean, no inventory piling up, no complicated shipping stuff.
That contrast is exactly its power. Digital products just sidestep all those physical headaches.
Completely.
You create something once, an ebook, a course, software, whatever, and boom, it can be copied infinitely.
Instantly.
Distribution, instantaneous, global, just with a link. And your customers get what they paid for immediately, right now.
Which, I mean, that has to be a game changer for overhead costs, right?
Oh, massive.
It just frees up creators to focus on what really matters. Making something truly valuable, innovating, and then, connecting it with the right people.
Yeah.
Marketing it well.
Precisely. And it aligns perfectly with how consumers think today. We live in this on-demand world. People expect instant answers, instant resources.
We want it now.
Digital products deliver exactly that. And that expectation, that demand, it's only getting stronger.
So, okay, you've got this spark, this idea for a digital product.
Yeah.
How do you then figure out if it's something people will actually, pull out their wallets for?
Good question.
That's where this idea of evergreen niches comes in, isn't it?
Absolutely. Think of evergreen niches as like the stable bedrock for your digital product business.
No?
These are areas where interest is consistent, it's enduring, it's not tied to some fleeting trend. They tap into really fundamental human needs, desires.
Can you give us some solid examples? What kind of topics just keep drawing people in year after year?
Sure. Think about personal development, that constant drive for self-improvement. That's huge.
Always relevant.
Always. Health and wellness, another perennial. People are always looking for ways to feel better, live healthier.
Yep.
Financial literacy, understanding money is always crucial, right, for every generation.
Yeah.
And productivity, getting more done, whether personally or professionally. These aren't just fads.
That makes complete sense. So by focusing on these core areas, you're building on something solid. You're not chasing some viral thing that might just disappear next month.
Exactly. It massively reduces the risk of your product becoming obsolete because you're addressing needs that, they're probably not going anywhere.
Right.
But even within those broad areas, you want to think about specific pain points. So instead of just, say, health and wellness, maybe focus on the ongoing challenge of managing stress in remote work environments. That's more specific and potentially still very evergreen.
Okay, so you've identified some potential evergreen areas, maybe narrowed down to specific problems. How do you then dig deeper? How do you see what types of digital products within those niches are actually selling well already? It's not just guessing, right?
Oh, definitely not guessing.
Yeah.
No, thorough research it's absolutely foundational. You need to understand what consumers are already spending money on.
Right.
And luckily, there are some really powerful platforms out there that give you that market intelligence.
All right, let's get specific then. Where should someone actually start digging to uncover these profitable niches?
Well, Amazon is a goldmine, specifically the Kindle store.
Okay.
Look at the bestseller list, see which ebooks are topping the charts, what topics are grabbing readers, read the reviews too.
Good tip. What else?
Then you've got Pinterest. Huge user base, right? And it's all visual. People curate trends on boards, pins. It gives you a really strong visual clue about popular interests, maybe even emerging needs people are trying to solve visually.
And you mentioned Etsy. I usually think of crafts there.
Well, yes, but don't underestimate it for digital. Etsy has seen massive growth in downloadable products. Things like planners, templates, printable art.
Ah, interesting.
So check out their popular downloadable items. It's a great indicator.
So, okay, by looking at Amazon bestsellers, trending stuff on Pinterest, and popular downloads on Etsy, you can start to piece together a picture of what people are actively searching for and, crucially, buying digitally.
Precisely. It's all about finding that existing demand, understanding what's already working before you pour energy into creating anything.
Right. Okay, so you've done the homework, you've found a promising niche. Now for the fun part, actually making the product. What are the main ways to go about that?
There are a few key paths, yeah. Each has its own pros and cons. The most direct route is probably leveraging your own expertise.
Makes sense.
If you know a lot about something or have a unique skill, you can package that up. Create an original ebook sharing your insights, maybe instructional videos teaching a skill.
Or an app.
Or even design a useful app. Yeah, if that fits. It lets you directly cash in on what you already know and can do.
Okay, that's straightforward. Package your expertise.
Yeah.
But what if you have a great idea, but maybe you don't have the specific design skills or just the time to make it happen yourself?
That's a really common scenario, and that's where outsourcing becomes, a really smart option.
How does that work?
Platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, they connect you to a massive global pool of freelancers. Writers, designers, coders, video editors, you name it.
Oh.
Outsourcing lets you tap into specialized skills you don't have, ensuring you get a high-quality result. And importantly, it frees you up to focus on the bigger picture, the strategy, the marketing.
Interesting. So you can kind of assemble a virtual team. Now, you also mentioned something called private label rights content, PLR. What's that about?
Right, PLR, private label rights.
Yeah.
This is basically pre-made digital stuff, articles, ebooks, templates, sometimes even videos that you can buy the rights to.
Buy the rights to.
Yeah, and then you can customize it, put your own brand on it, and sell it as if you created it from scratch.
Yeah.
It can be a massive shortcut, saving time and money, especially if you're just starting out in digital products.
That sounds almost too easy. Are there catches? Things to watch out for with PLR?
Absolutely. Big ones. The quality and, crucially, the uniqueness of PLR are everything.
How so?
Well, if the original content is poorly written, or if tons of other people are using the exact same stuff without changing it much, it can actually hurt your brand, make you look unprofessional or unoriginal.
Right, I can see that.
So if you go the PLR route, you have to source it from reputable providers. And then you need to invest real time and effort to rewrite it, customize it, make it truly yours, make it align with your voice, your audience. Don't just slap your name on something generic.
Got it. Quality and customization are key there. Okay, so you've put in the work, you've created this fantastic digital product, but just having it, well, that's not enough, is it? You've got to get it seen by the right people, convince them to actually buy it. And that's where marketing and this idea of a sales funnel become absolutely critical.
Exactly. You could have the best digital product in the world, but without a smart way to market and sell it, it's probably going to struggle.
So the sales funnel, explain that. What is it, really?
Think of a sales funnel as a structured pathway. It's the journey you intentionally guide potential customers on.
Okay, a pathway.
Right. From the very first moment they become aware of your product, all the way through to the point where they decide to buy, become a customer, and hopefully stick around.
So it's guiding them step by step. What kinds of strategies are typically involved in building one of these funnels?
Well, common tactics include things like offering a valuable freebie, maybe a checklist, a short guide, a mini ebook in exchange for their email address. That builds your list, your audience.
That's lead magnet, right?
Yeah, exactly. The lead magnet. Then you nurture that list, provide ongoing value, build trust, maybe offer a special introductory price or bundle in exclusive bonuses to encourage that first purchase. And things like upselling, offering a related, perhaps higher value product to existing customers. That can seriously boost your overall revenue.
Are there places to see good examples of this?
Yeah, actually. Platforms like JVZoo and Warrior Plus, they're marketplaces for digital products, often affiliate-focused. But studying the top sellers there can give you great insights into how experienced creators structure their sales funnels, their offers, how they bundle things.
So you can learn by observing the pros. And you mentioned stages. Awareness, interest.
Right. You can think of it in stages. First, awareness, just letting people know you exist and have a potential solution. Then interest, getting them curious about your specific product. Then decision, convincing them yours is the right choice over others. And finally, action the actual purchase.
Okay.
And each stage needs a slightly different approach, different messaging. The goal is to gently guide them from never heard of you to loyal customer.
This all sounds like a solid way to build a customer base and, well, make sales. But digital products, they're just files.
Right.
Easy to copy, easy to share. How do you protect your work? Intellectual property seems like a huge challenge here.
It really is. It's one of the unique vulnerabilities of the digital space. Unauthorized sharing, outright piracy, it can directly hit your bottom line. Yeah, and even damage your reputation if low-quality copies are floating around.
So what can you do?
Fortunately, there are proactive steps. There are tools and strategies you can use to minimize those risks.
Okay, tell us about those. What kind of protection are we talking about?
Well, there are services like Product Dino is one example. They offer pretty robust security features.
Like what?
Things like controlling access, making sure only people who've actually paid can download or use your product. They often handle the licensing side, digital rights management, that sort of thing.
So tech solutions.
Tech solutions are a big part, yes. But also, clearly outlining your terms of use is important. And even educating your customers gently about respecting the work that went into creating it.
Right.
Ultimately, investing in security measures like these is just as vital as investing in the quality of the product itself or in your marketing efforts. You have to protect your asset.
Makes sense. Now let's shift to one of the really appealing aspects, scalability, and that magic phrase, passive income. How does that actually work with digital products?
Yeah, this is a big draw for many people. The core nature of digital products just lends itself incredibly well to scaling up.
How so?
Once you've put in that upfront effort, the time, the energy, maybe the money to create a really high-quality digital product, you can essentially sell an unlimited number of copies without much or any significant extra cost for each individual sale. That's where the passive income potential really kicks in.
Can you give us a couple of concrete examples? Make it real.
Sure. Imagine a graphic designer creates a brilliant set of website templates. They do the hard design work once, right?
Right.
But then they can sell that template package hundreds, maybe thousands of times to different clients. No extra design work needed for each sale, just delivery.
Wow. Okay.
Or think about an educator who develops a really comprehensive online course. They record the videos, create the materials. After the initial launch, maybe some live Q&As.
Yeah.
That course can keep generating revenue through new enrollments, month after month, year after year, often with very minimal ongoing active work from the instructor.
That's the dream for many, isn't it?
It really is. That scalability, that potential for income that isn't directly tied to trading hours for dollars is a massive driver for entrepreneurs looking for flexibility and, long-term sustainable profits.
Yeah.
It's like creating a recipe once and sharing it with millions without cooking each meal.
That kind of flexibility and the potential for ongoing earnings, yeah, that definitely has huge appeal for anyone wanting to build a business more on their own terms.
Absolutely. And it all kind of culminates in this journey of building what some might call a digital empire, big or small.
Right.
It's a process, right? It starts with finding that sweet spot where market demand meets your own passion and skills. Then it's about that rigorous research we talked about, thoughtful creation, smart, strategic marketing, and always being willing to learn, adapt, improve. Continuous improvement.
It definitely sounds challenging, no doubt, but also potentially incredibly rewarding, transformative even, for those who commit to it.
It really can be. The digital product world offers this amazing opportunity, not just for financial success, which is great, but also for making a real impact, sharing your unique knowledge, your skills, your creativity with a global audience that's genuinely hungry for solutions, for information, for entertainment.
So looking forward then, what's the future hold for this digital product space? It feels like it's moving so fast.
You're absolutely right. It's incredibly dynamic, and it's still a very, very promising area, especially with technology constantly advancing and consumer behavior shifting more and more online.
Yeah.
The barriers to entry are still relatively low compared to traditional businesses. The potential for growth, for innovation, is immense. And the rewards, well, they can be truly significant, even life-changing for some.
So really, as more and more of us embrace the convenience, the accessibility of digital products for learning, for work, for fun, it's not just changing individual businesses or lives.
No.
It's fundamentally reshaping the future of commerce itself.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it.
So we've just taken quite a deep dive into the immense power and potential wrapped up in digital products. Everything from insightful ebooks and courses to practical templates and more.
And we really hope this conversation has given you a much clearer picture of the essential principles that make this whole dynamic model work and why it's growing so fast.
And now, as we wrap up, here's a final thought just for you, the listener, to mull over. What unique knowledge, what valuable skills or creative ideas do you have tucked away that could maybe be transformed into a valuable digital product for others? And maybe think about how the key ideas and strategies we've explored today could help you take that spark, that idea, and actually bring it to life in this ever-changing digital marketplace. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.